In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to prepare this finished inked drawing for color collation. As you can see, if I enlarge and go into the details a little bit, you can see that there are quite a bit of painted details on this drawing. So when I want to change it and I want to make it pop even more, I have to do a few modifications to bring it more in the foreground. So first of all, let's get rid of all the layers we don't want to include this final version. I still have a background layer visible on this drawing, so I'm going to make it invisible. And then my next step is going to be to change the image mode from grayscale to RGB color, so I can apply color on layers. And actually I'm not going to merge my layers into one this time, because I want to be able to change the color, the paint layers color separately without changing any other layers. So I'm going to say don't merge at the moment, and you will see that this step adds quite a bit to the file size, because I'm still keeping the whole layer system here. At the same time, I'm changing the drawing from grayscale to RGB color. Once this is done and my drawings change to RGB, all I have to do is go to the paint layer and add an effect to the paint, which will bring a color overlay over my paint color. So I'm going to go to the effects and change it from change the color overlay. Of course, you can do the same thing as with the blueprint. So you can just go to the paint layer, right click on the layer itself and go to blending options and then pick color overlay. So I'm going to go to the color overlay panel and leave everything as it is and just change the color to red. You can see that it immediately changes all the paint dots to red dots, and at the same time now I just picked a random color, which is upper right corner of the red, but you can also add this color to your swatches or use your special color and then save it among your swatches, so you can always find the exact same shade for changing. So I'm not going to save it right now, because I'm just going to use it for demonstration purposes at the moment. So once you hit OK, you're practically done with changing the color of the paint, but the painted layer. But then I still have a problem with some areas where the black inked outlines are too strong and they partially covering my paint dots. So if I want to see my paint dots through the outlines of the relief, I have to change the relief's color, the relief shade to a little less intense. So I'm just going to hold down the command key and highlight every single layer which contains relief information, and once I unlock them, I can change their opacity to, let's say, 70%, and that would put all the line drawing and damage layers in the background. As you can see now, you can see your red dots over the black ink. So basically, when this is done, we can have a look at our final version. You can see how the color is actually a lot more visible than it used to be. You can always go to the layers panel, select all your layers and just merge them into one layer, and then you practically ready to use it for color collation. Don't forget though that you always have to save this new file as a separate file, so you have to avoid overwriting your original drawing with this new version.